Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So anyway, yesterday I was expecting a break of the high and low of the Monday candle, and that would indicate the direction for me. Okay, we did get a break to the upside, but it didn't give us any direction, kind of just tested a previous breakout, and then we fell off. So it's going to get down to 30 minutes so we can just do a quick review of yesterday. So yesterday, this consolidation of the day is what I was looking for us to break. And I suppose the yellow block here is the fractional level. So this was the fractional level here at 12,346, and the bottom fractional was 12,294. So those were the two levels I was looking for a break. We got a break to the upside. So in my eyes, that would have meant we're moving to the upside. And I would have expected us to bounce pretty much where we bounced. So you can see that's the previous breakout, and we've got a 200 moving average. But I really was not expecting us to fall to the downside and break the bottom fractional as well. So anyway, this is a classic lesson here. Price often does this in the morning, so it heads off in the one direction in the first hour of trade, and then reverses and goes in the opposite direction. So it often does that as it's looking for direction. Okay. So if you had taken the long, your stops would have needed to be tight, so minimize your risk, and then you would have had another entry short, which would have made up your losses, and then targeted the bottom level. Now, this bottom level is a fairly significant weekly and monthly level. So if you look at these two lines here, that is the zone on the bottom. Okay. Now, what I want to highlight here is that we do have a flat bottom triangle. Okay, so you see how price is making lower highs, and we've made a flat bottom triangle. So the question that we should be asking ourselves is, do we expect more of a bounce off here? And I would either expect a bounce off 12,160 or 12,125. Somewhere in this zone, I would expect a bounce. Now, the question is whether this bounce is going to sort of be extended to the upside, or if it's just going to be a short little bounce before we start loading the shorts in again. And I suppose we're going to have to adopt that mentality right now, because if you look at the 4 hour, we are below the alligator. So right now our trend is down. So you want to sell any rally that you can get into. Okay. Obviously you'd like to see an extended rally into 12,300 area, because that would be a nice entry short, and then you're going to look for an attack of these bottom levels here. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. If we come to the 12 minute, you can see we are finished above the alligator, and the futures market is sitting at 12,204, so right where we closed pretty much. So we have to wait and see what price action does. And what I would do is watch for these breakout levels. So here is a breakout level here. You can see how we was testing this breakout level, broke through, tested the breakout there. So I would look at this area of 12,240 just to see whether we can get some bearish action. So bearish action would be an inside bar like that, or any reversal bar engulfing or something like that, which is going to show us that we're moving to the downside. Okay. Now, also another valuable lesson to be learned here is the Bill Williams alligator here. On the lower time frames, you can see how that was the downward move most of yesterday, but that is now over. And according to the alligator pointing up, the trend has reversed and the trend is now up. And that is on the 12 minute. Okay. So if you're trading the 12 minute, you're looking for an upward move. If you're trading the hour, this could just be a consolidation for another move to the downside. Okay, so you're looking for breaks of these fractional levels again. But again, a break of the fractional level to the upside, expect something to happen on one of these, the red or the green line. Okay, you can expect price to bounce back down on these levels. And if it does bounce down and create a higher low, then obviously you've got another entry for a long, and there is a potential for a trend change. But for now, we did consolidate. We've broken the consolidation to downside. We are at a pretty big level to downside, so you're going to have to wait to see whether we do get a trend change. But for now, I don't see a strong trend change possibility. It may be, but I suspect we come up. If we do get to 12,300, it's definitely an area for another short to see if we can break through 12,160 and then ultimately 12,125. But this bottom area is going to be a tough nut to crack. So, one of two things: wait for a decent setup so that you can look for a half decent swing trade, and this could be an exhaustion bar as well. So this is the 4-hour chart we're on now. You can see we got a rejection off there, and then we had a massive sell-off in a single 4-hour bar. So this could be an exhaustion to a level. What I'd like to see is another pullback and to form and to give us another signal. So we do have an inside bar here. From a technical point of view, we've got inside bar. So we've got a double inside bar. So there is a potential that this is a bottom, but I'd like to see another move down, consolidate before loading up on a long. And I just want to get it. So we have, stop below this level of, just move that down there. So stop below 12, stop at 12,100 pretty much. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So look for a little bit of a rally, another pullback to come and test these levels, and then look for an entry to get in long and to see whether this is bottom of range. Okay. See if this is bottom of this broader range or whether we are going to break through. Okay. So I would really expect us to bounce off this level back up, and ultimately for the trend to change now on the daily, we're going to need to get above that 12,590 area. Okay, so yeah, I think a lot of confusion at the moment. I think what you need to do is really just pick a time frame, half hour or hour, and look for something on that. So if we can get a break on the half hour above this level, so this was a previous breakout, so if we can get a break above that, then you can expect us to target 12,295, 12,300 area, where I would look for another short to move to the downside. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for today. And the last thing that may happen today is we may just range between these two levels, and that's also a very high probability. Okay, so yeah, that's my take on it at the moment. So very, very indecisive. I would expect us to at least make another couple of attempts to break through this level before the bulls, the bears give up. Sorry. So to me, it's basically sell the rallies at the moment on the DAX and watch this area here with very keen interest. So this 12,100 to 12,160 area, if we punch through this area convincingly, then you have a very good chance of us looking for this level here of 11,875. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. The part of me that is saying that we should be expecting a bit of a bounce is here, because you can see there is diversions on the 4-hour. We do have a bullish pattern that's formed. I'd like to see a second signal. Okay, so you can see here's a bullish pattern forming there. We bounced, and then there was my second signal. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for now. I'm looking for a second signal. And the same thing on the top here. You can see there was our first signal there. Okay, and then we gapped down with an engulfing here, which was my second signal, and a break below this pin bar here. So that was not really clear, but that is two signals. And you've got a signal there, and you've got a signal here as well. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for another bullish signal on the 4-hour, and that would indicate that we have a potential bottom, and then you'd be looking for a long, for a swing trade long, and see where you can get to. Okay, but yeah, any rally up into this zone is worthy of a short. So any rally up to 12,300 is worthy of another short. So that would be ideal to me. Rally up here, short, down to the bottom here, give us a double bottom at 12,160, back in long, and then leave that in for your swing trade. Okay, so anyway, that's what I'm looking for on the DAX, and I'm more than likely going to be running this on the half hour today. So I'll be watching very carefully what happens on the half hour to see what my entries and exits are going to be. Anyway, guys, hope that helps. Keep those stops really, really tight, and watch these two levels, see what happens. Anyway, guys, hope it helps. Catch up with you guys later. Cheers for now. Bye.